in life happen by your grace. You do everything, but the credit is given to us. And that we can relate to that. Because our ego is so big, The I, mine, me, which we glorified constantly. We like to be praised, We forget that the whole essence of divinity which is seated in each one heart, without that, we will not be here. Without life, we will not be here. And that life itself is a spark of divinity inside each one. We are looking for God elsewhere when the essence of our life is Him. We are looking for joy when we have that great joy, everlasting joy inside of us. So that is this bhajan about, So if you could just repeat just the first line, मेरे आप की कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है, करते हो तुम कन्हैया, मेरे नाम हो रहा है. You will catch it up. मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है. मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है. मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम तुझसे गुलाम गुलमान हो रहा है, मेरा साथ तुझसे गुलाम गुलमान हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है, मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है, मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। मैं तो नहीं हूँ पागल, तेरा पार कैसे पाऊं, मैं तो नहीं हूँ पागल, तेरा पार कैसे पाऊं। टूटी हुई वाणी से गुणगान कैसे गाऊं, टूटी हुई वाणी से गुणगान कैसे गाऊं। तेरी प्रेरणा से ही सब, तेरी प्रेरणा से ही सब ये कमाल हो रहा है, तेरी प्रेरणा से ही सब ये कमाल हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है, करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरा तूने मुझको थामा, तूने मुझको थामा। तुम कृष्ण बन के आए मैं जब बना सुनामा, कृष्ण बन के आए मैं जब बना सुनामा। तेरा करम है मुझ पर, तेरा करम है मुझ पर कामयाब हो रहा है, तेरा करम है मुझ पर कामयाब हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है, करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है, मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम हो रहा है। करते हो रंग सारे हे नाम बताओ सारे, करते हो रंग सारे हे नाम बताओ सारे। करते से बंधन और प्राण के बचाए, और प्राण के बचाए। हर हार में भगत का, हर हार में भगत का सम्मान हो रहा है, हर हार में भगत का सम्मान हो रहा है। करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है, करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा है। मेरा आपकी कृपा से सब काम तूने दिया सहारा मेरी जिंदगी बदल के तूने करके सारा मेरी जिंदगी बदल के एहसान पे तेराई एहसान पे तेराई एहसान हो रहा करते हो तुम कन्हैया मेरा नाम हो रहा Lovely to be here, even in this wonderful weather. You see, some months ago, it was super hot, and everybody was saying it's very hot and it's dry, everything is drying up. You know, I said, please pray, let it rain. And now it is raining. Nature is happy. But we are not happy. Because things have to be the way we want. On the spiritual field is also the same thing, you see. Very often, when we are in the world, we are not happy. We go on the spiritual path with an expectation that the moment I become spiritual, all my problem will be solved. All my worry will disappear. I will be enlightened. No? We will have an aura on our head. We'll walk not on the ground. We'll float But you see, spirituality is not an easy thing. As much as we think spirituality is easy, it is very tough. Don't think, because we are singing and dancing for God, it's easy. Because we are smiling, it's easy. It's true. The way we face the reality is different. But spirituality is not this sort of spirituality which in the West people understand, So by turning their feet on their head, thinking, yes, I'm already enlightened. No, that is not spirituality. This is very shallow spirituality. The spirituality is deep. Spirituality doesn't mean that, okay, you see, in the West we think, okay, come on the spiritual path, we'll put the red carpet just like this. And here God is. I present you Mr. God. And now, be with Him. That's what we want. When we enter spirituality, we think that yes, it is a red carpet that we are having put to walk upon. But it is not like that. On the spiritual path, we have to be very courageous. If we are not courageous, we can't walk that path. We can be shallow, we can say yes, everything is fine, and we can find many hundred of excuses, but it is not that shallow. When we talk about surrender, we have to have a very great will for that to happen. If we don't have that willingness to surrender, that is, spirituality doesn't happen. And for that to happen, you have to be strong. No matter what comes, you have to face it. But when you have that strong will, no matter what will come, you will stand strongly. Otherwise, you fall. You let go. That's why very often you will see people, they go on the spiritual path with a great expectation. Yesterday they were talking about expectation. And when that expectation doesn't meet, they feel disappointed. When they feel disappointed, they feel angry. And when they are angry, because they are angry with themselves, the anger is projected always toward the outside. Everything else is never good. But we are so blind by our ego, we are so blind by our own I, mine, me, that we can't perceive that. The strong determination must be there. And for that to happen, even when we talk about surrender, it's a beautiful words, yes or no? Everybody, I'm sure, will love to surrender. But it's very difficult. We want to walk that path. But we started very enthusiasm. We have this enthusiastic mood, and at the beginning, everything is wonderful, It's like when you see a new fashion, happening. Somebody's cutting their jeans here. We see it everywhere the same. You dress more like beggars. And the beggar will say, yes, me too, I'm dressed the same. I'm very fashionate now. And this is the whole thing. How long does it last? How many... One day you have great popularity. You see, with all the celebrity, they are taken from where? They are put on a pedestal. Great popularity they have. And then after sometimes it died off. Everything is like that. But spirituality is not like this. If you understand the deepness of spirituality, you have to stand strong. You have to be alert. You have to be wise. In a forest, there were two beggars. And one day that forest caught fire. And everything was burning. So these two beggars, because of their same job, they were always in competition. And in their competition, they were always fighting with each another. They were great enemies. So as the fire was growing bigger and bigger, so the two beggars, one was blind and the other one was lame. You see, if you go and beg fully normal, nobody will care for you. So if you're fine, nobody care for you. But if you're not fine, everybody will ask you how you are. And they will care for you. If somebody asks you how you are and says, yes, I am fine, that's it. That's the end of the conversation. They will not ask you more. How you are fine, why you are fine. No, you're fine, point. But if you're not fine, they will care for you. They will look after you. So the two beggars were there alone. There was nobody to care for them. So now they have to go out from that forest which is on fire. So they came together and said, listen, let's put our enmity away. Let's help each other. So, okay. The blind one said, I will go on your. So the blind one had both feet. And the lame, he could see. So the lame said, okay, you go on my shoulder. The blind one said to the lame one, you go on my shoulder, I'll carry you out from here. So like that is our life also. One is the will and the other one is surrender. Will is blind but has the feet. And surrender can see but goes very slowly because they don't have the leg to go. But when these two come together, you can accomplish greatness in life. It doesn't matter whether it is on the material part of life or the spiritual part of life. But to come to that point of have that clear determination and a strong will, that's what life is about. And knowing that this life itself, like the Darshan was saying, is the grace of God itself. That most precious treasure which God have given you, it is this life. It's nothing else. You may have everything else, but if you have no life, what the use of everything else? Everything becomes irrelevant. All your money, all your fame, name, in front of time, it is nothing. But that we don't want to realize. We are so much engrossed in our own petty self that we think that we will be there forever. We don't want to realize that sooner or later, Mr. Death will come and take everything away. Only reality that stays is the good things you have done in your life. That relationship to God which you have forged. He becomes like a lantern in the darkness. And that will carry on with you. Because what you have imprinted into your mind, that's what will flow with you afterwards. So let your determination become strong. But surrender can happen. And really try to understand, surrender is not shallow. It's not just a word, but, oh yes, I am surrender. Or I'm surrendered to life, or I'm surrendered to X, Y, Z. Surrender is more than that. More than you can think about. If it was so easy, everybody will do it. Because it is not easy. That's why we talk about it. But very few achieve to that. And those who achieve to that, they'll become the light for this world also. But everybody is called for it. Because that's what you hold inside. If you, for 1 minute, forget everything else, go deep and be truth to yourself. That reality we don't like to look at. The reality of ourselves we don't like. We like the reality of everybody else. We like everybody else to take charge of our life. Tell us what we have to do. But to listen to that inner voice inside is very dangerous. It's scary. Because it's not telling us what we want to hear. But knows one thing. Being by the Master is also very dangerous. Even more dangerous than that little voice that you hear. So that's why you have to think properly. So that's why I say spirituality is not easy. As much as you think it is easy, it is not. Because you see, the Master will not flatter you. Will not tell you what you want to hear. Because this is what is beautiful and I want to hear beautiful words. No, Master will not tell you that, He will not flatter your ego, He will not flatter your pride. He have to take you from where you know about where you're standing to where you don't know where you stand, where you have to go. It's a tremendous journey, which only happens when you surrender. Without surrendering, that journey doesn't happen. So, Jai Gurudev. I hope I didn't scare you with it. मन प्रीत चरण कमलारे मन प्रीत चरण कमलारे चरण कमलारे
Those with children and the